It's very dumb.
I think we've seen more merch than any podcast in hockey can confidently say. This is the dumbest piece of memorabilia and merch in the NHL this season.
I think Cole Bagley, is that our guy?
Yeah.
Posted an item that the Utah Hockey Club is selling. There it is, Sean. Utah Hockey Club is selling a commemorative piece of merch that, as somebody who owns the Dylan Guenther scored the first goal in Utah Hockey Club history t-shirt, I want so bad. It is the stupidest item.
Oh, that is so dumb.
That I have come across. Sean's loading it up, and we're going to get into it and probably make it the rest of the show. Sean, you want to throw it up? That is, you see it says there, Utah Hockey Club, and then you see in big letters, Original 6. What? What does this mean? Original 6? I don't think they're one of the original. I thought they weren't they into the 30s? No, those are 6 pucks commemorating the, quote, historic original 6 games. So the first puck is the Blackhawks. The 6th one you see is the Red Wings. You got the Rangers in there. You got the Habs. You got the Boston Bruins. You got the Maple Leafs. They are selling an item that I believe is $200.
What?
Sean, could you?
There's no way that
get
could
a
be
price
$200.
check? Retails at $200 from Cole Bagley.
Oh my God.
The original 6 games.
If you spend $200 on that, you should go to jail.
Okay,
Well,
so a couple of things.
Then
It's
fucking call the police, Karen, because I'm getting it.
limited edition, only 250.
Good.
It'll-
Make it less limited.
I got to know.
More limited.
This seems like a very sturdy sign. Like it seems like it's very thick. It's beveled, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Oh,
The quality of the build does not make it any less stupid in its ideology.
But it makes it worth more money.
It's a good piece.
I kind of like it.
It's a
I'm
good
not gonna
piece.
lie. I don't know
Fucking
why.
The stupidest thing I've ever
But
seen in my life.
That's what Utah should be, man. Utah should be like kind of dumb sometimes.
Utah doesn't have a team name, but they're co-opting Original 6. I love that.
So stupid.
No.
Coming from the guy who hates faux backs more than anything,
This
like
isn't faux back.
faking history.
It's not faking history. This is
This
history.
is faking history.
They
It's
did do
inserting
this.
yourself into the Original 6. It's the meme of get in there and make it about you. And
It's their price of merch. It's all about them.
I'm sorry, Pete. Who were the first 6 opponents for the Utah Hockey Club, Pete? I'm sorry.
the first 6?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I think it was the 6 that are on there. This is all real. Ain't a lie told.
What? Wait, what? I don't.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever
Pete's
seen in
making
my
it like
life.
they're making up the original 6.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like
Those are
all
real.
of this.
They're
That
making themselves a part of the Original 6 for
They're
no
making-
reason.
They're making the original 6 a part of them. They are kind enough to include the original 6, most of which are not relevant, into their history.
They're showing up to the Original 6 party wearing some fancy new clothes and sticking their hands in their pockets and saying, "Hey guys, can we hang out with you?"
No, they walked up.
This is the least cool thing. I've been so on board. I've been so on board with Utah Hockey Club this entire year. The fan base, the team. I've even come around on the jerseys, coming around on the branding. I've come around on everything.
Clearly.
This is the shit that pisses me off. I hate
5-2,
this.
5-4 in OT, 6-5 in OT, 3-0, 5-4 loss in OT, 2-1 win in OT. Pete, these games happened, and you got to know about them.
Hate it so much.
I mean, I brought this up because I wanted to say how stupid is this, but
It's dumb,
if we were
and I
given
like it.
If we were given it, if I had like a Sean setup, I would have that in the background. Maybe like home office.
I think-
Autographed Zach Hyman gold chart, Utah Hockey Club original 6. And Sean did note correctly, it is a good build.
It looks.
This-
it
That's a
looks
good build.
This
sturdy.
So Rogue Wave Creative says Tech Bro idea, and that's it has the energy of Tech Bro idea. The only way that I would come around on this is if they were in on the joke, and it does not seem like they're in on the joke, especially for $200.
I also saw the tweet on April Fool's Day, and I was like, this is a tough one because I feel like some people would be into this. So is this a joke? And I don't see Cole as much of a prankster.
Yeah, right. Ranking the things that came out yesterday on April Fool's Day that like seemed like an April Fool's Day joke but weren't. This has got to be number 2, but number 1 is the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel that's being made and directed by David Fincher.
I'm still not excited about it because my brain is not letting me believe it. Even though I was in multiple group chats that sent it and they were like, yes. Oh, fuck. It's April 1st. Oh, goddamn.
You did that to
Jack,
me.
Blah, I did.
And I
You
felt like
said
such
to
a
me,
bozo.
and I was
sent
like,
it to you, the biggest
buddy.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood fan in my life. I sent it to you so excited that I could break the news. And you responded, April Fool's Day, ? And I was like, fuck, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it was true.
And throughout the night, like Pete's sending me updates. He's like, this is real. And it's going to be the best when it comes out, but I can't totally believe it. Somebody, I think it was Clubbers, who could be lying, said that it's sold out
In 5 minutes.
If this is
Could be
true,
lying.
I mean, we know about Utah Hockey Club selling shit out in 5 minutes.
That's true.
You had to customize a Dylan Gunther jersey because you couldn't get your hands on one of those.
Clubbers
Cowboys.
also said that like Utah is all about belligerently ignorant fandom, and
Yeah, man.
that I can absolutely get behind. But again, that kind of suggests that they're in on the joke, and they're not in on the joke here. But if the fans are in on the joke, then like by all means, have fun with it. Selling that for $200, just like I hate it so much.
So where does this fall on a scale of 1 to Dylan Gunther scored the first goal T-shirt?
Oh, like so in the chats, Dacky says like you need to start a What Chaos Hall of Fame, and if like that would be a like necessary item for the What Chaos Hall of Fame.
I'm not kidding. I do want
stupidity.
Yeah, I mean, I want it in here or my home office. And do we just jack that idea?
Just make one.
We do have some good relationships with woodworkers. Do we have them do an original 6 guests? Do we have them? Do we make things off of that?
The first guest from each original 6 team, and we just never get the Canadian ones.
Who are our first original 6 guests off the top of your head?
The first 6 guests?
Yes. Okay.
I mean,
you do like
Marchand,
we
Swayman,
know
Omar.
that like
Wait, Marchand.
you know that like the chat's trying to clarify too is that like you know that it's not their first 6 games.
Yeah.
It is their first.
Oh,
game
those
against
were games against original 6
opponents.
Yeah, not their first 6 games. Yeah.
I hate that then.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I thought that. So I thought they were like
This
just
is
jumping on
unbelievable.
original 6 to be like, remember our first 6 games because
Oh,
that famously
no.
is what Utah Hockey Club does. I've got the clothing to prove it.
Yeah, no,
Out
no.
on this now.
Historic original
with
6
Pete.
games.
'Cause if
It
you-
is. That's why I think it's so stupid. They're asking to join like the actual original 6 and getting in there and making it about them.
If you look closely, their first game was against the Blackhawks, so that was opening night.
Right. So that's why. And I remember they played Boston early in the season.
Yeah. So then they have Boston on October 19th, 2024. The Canadians on January 14th, 2025. The Rangers on January 16th. Leafs on March 10th. And the Red Wings on March 24th. So these are just games throughout the season.
Okay. So
and
this
they've probably been sitting on this all season. They're like, wait,
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
wait till that March 24th game that we
100%.
can put this out.
the original 6 woodwork piece is at 96%.
Yeah.
They're waiting just
Yes.
like weeks to be able to put that final puck in there. Yeah, this makes me out on that. And quite frankly, I think we can all agree the original 6 thing, maybe some bias here, maybe in favor of, but like the original 6 thing is overrated at this point.
I mean, it's cool. Like
We were just talking about this, right? Like how other leagues just don't have that.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
I
who
think
cares?
it's cool. Like, I'm not going to dump on the original 6. It's just, I find it weird when people like wear original 6 merch or like when it's branded as much as it is.
We've been to a couple of original 6 pro shops, and I've always been like, if you are a Red Wings fan or a Bruins fan, why are you wearing that over Bruins merch?
Right.
Or Red
Right. Like
Wings
the
merch?
original 6 have among the, like there isn't an original 6 team with bad branding, right? Bruins,
No.
amazing. Canadians, amazing.
and that's,
Leafs, maybe
and that's
the best.
part of the reason I think that the original 6 is so cool is
Yeah.
because like the branding is great. There's a lot of history, obviously, but also like they haven't changed their branding for the most
I mean,
part.
the Bruins, I feel like, have changed their stuff around the most, and they have not much.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Bruins
that's
and the
probably
Leafs,
true.
I guess.
Yeah. I think probably, yeah, either one of those two.
Okay, this is what the show should be.
I just can't.
I mean, this
believe
is unbelievable.
I can't-
Apologies to the Canadians. We had a lot to talk. Nick Suzuki went dry saddle mode last night. We're not getting to it today.
I just can't believe that you were so in on it, even based on what you thought it was.
Yeah, your interpretation of it was so wrong.
It was only because I saw. I mean, it was stupid. I did a little stupid.
No, I don't have. I completely get why you were confused. It's funny to me that the difference
took you out on it. Yeah, I mean, you saw the Blackhawks as the first one.
Yeah, and that was their first game.
I'm like, that's great. I thought that it was because this makes it less weird. This makes it.
Oh no, this makes it way more weird.
Maybe more stupid, but less weird. I think just shouting out your first 6 games because original 6 is a thing in hockey is so cool to me.
That is much more of a joke.
Right. That has way more energy of being in on the joke.
Yeah.
Right. But that's what I thought they were doing. Bragging that you have played teams that
are in the league.
The CBA mandates you play.
Every team who has ever joined the league has played against the original 6.
The one thing I will say about this is that
trivia, who is the most recent team to do it?
To do what?
The Utah Hockey Club.
Oh. The one thing I will say is that a lot of these fans were probably hockey fans before. And so they're coming into it with not having had a team, kind of having a general appreciation of the NHL, the original 6 being kind of a big deal. So I get the thought process behind thinking this might be something that Utah Hockey Club fans are interested in.
I don't like it. It's the stupidest piece of merch all year long.
That's
we
why
can agree on that, right?
I think it's funny as shit. But yeah, it's dumb. It's very dumb.
I think we've seen more merch than any podcast in hockey can confidently say. This is the dumbest piece of memorabilia and merch in the NHL this season. Put a stamp on it.
We have not. We can't get this piece now. I was going to say we got to get the piece when I thought it was,
but to my point, it being so stupid that you're out on it makes it, I think, even more necessary for us to have it if we were to have a Hall of Fame.
Anybody who has seen Utah Pro Shop Wars, make sure you subscribe to YouTube and watch it. We've yet to unveil that we mashed together a Bear Utah Jazz doll with some weird ass thing that had a mini Utah Hockey Club jersey. We're going to mash that together and we're going to have it on the set. Why? What's to stop us from getting this piece and getting making bootleg pucks of the first 6 games of the season? So we still keep the
first 6 games of of the NHL season.
Yeah, we keep the Blackhawks one, and then the second one, which I think they have Boston.
Change
to the Islanders.
Season.
No, you can't.
Rangers we keep.
You can't spend $200 on a ridiculous item just to make it less ridiculous.
I'll tell you what,
against the spirit of the show.
We'd only have to change 4 pucks because they did play in their first 6 games of the season. They famously played the Blackhawks to kick it off, and their 6th game was against Boston. So we just got to get the Islanders, the Rangers, the Devils, and the Ducks in there.
Are those all home games?
No.
Because I think these are all home games. These are the home games they played.
Any more fucking rules we want to add to this, Utah? Come on, you're killing me.
Oh, I'll
say is I'm very, very, very glad that this item was not available in the Pro Shop when we did Pro Shop Wars in Utah, because it would have been so difficult to keep our voices down as we absolutely hammer the Utah Hockey Club and trash them for the stupidest piece of merch and the dumbest idea I've seen in a Pro Shop.
But you know, I would have bought that.
Yes.
People in the chat are making a good point.
You would have bought that and then had to check an extra bag.
I was going to say
it would have come to $290.
Trying to ship it or get it back would have been. People in the chat are pointing out that not every team plays all original 6 teams, because the original 6 only play 5 of them.
Wow.
So the original 6 can never say that they've played.
They don't have to force original 6 merch.
They're the ones that force it more than anybody.
Well, they don't have to force it. They're part of the original 6.
That's fair. That's fair. But they could never do this.
We all silly like the mayor.